up you guys, it's Judy here with my life as Kikay and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new Natasha Denona Sunrise eyeshadow palette. Hey guys, on this channel I create videos on product reviews, makeup tutorials, and lifestyle advice with the aim to entertain, educate, and enrich the lives of others. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd love for you to join the Kikay family, and if you're returning here to my channel, then welcome back. As you saw in the beginning, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the Natasha Denona Sunrise eyeshadow palette. I'm so incredibly excited actually to be using this eyeshadow palette today because I just got it in the mail, and for the first time in forever, I actually was semi-early, close to the release of when this eyeshadow palette came out, to be able to purchase it and actually put it up on my channel for a look and then maybe a bit of a review. It's going to be a first impressions today because I just got this in the mail early this week and I haven't had a chance to even play with it yet. I've just taken it out of the box and had a little bit of an Instagram story moment with it, but that's as far as I've gotten with being able to use this eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. It is a little bit different from their other eyeshadow palettes. So this is the packaging of the Sunset and the Lila eyeshadow palettes. As you can see, they're more of a nice luxury leather looking sort of palette, whereas the Sunrise palette has a more of a tinny type of packaging, which I don't hate. The fingerprints will show up a lot more on the packaging, but you know what, just give it a good wipe with some rubbing alcohol. The reason why I was also able to buy this palette so quickly was the fact that it was almost half the price of these two eyeshadow palettes, and I think a lot of that might have to do with the fact that the packaging is different. I think they might have done affordable price point. It was still $65 US, but these were 180, almost double. And so I was kind of wondering what enabled them to give such a vast price difference. I think part of it might be the packaging, but I'm also interested to dig into these shadows and see how different the formula may or may not be. I have not looked at any reviews of this eyeshadow palette just yet, so this is going to be a first impressions. I'm pretty sure for Natasha Denona, and it is still quite a pricey palette for $65, I'm still hoping that the quality is going to be quite good. But we're going to find that out together in today's video. Also, my good friend Liz reminded me that I needed to iron my backdrop, and so I did that. I was being really lazy, which is why I have no other excuse. I was just being lazy, which is why I hadn't ironed the backdrop. Now I have ironed it. This line that you can see is the bar of the actual backdrop stand. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out some way to hide it or get a bit of a thicker backdrop or something. Anyway, not that any of you care about any of that. I'm gonna get straight into this video, but before I do, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell because it is the right thing to do, even though it doesn't work half the time. But I mean, you know what? Click it anyway, we'll see what happens. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm excited to dig into this palette, so let's go. I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids using the Juvia's Place concealer. This one is in the shade 20. It's probably a little bit too light for me, but that's okay. I want to play with some of the brighter shimmery shadows in this palette, and using a lighter base is going to help them stand out a whole lot more. Using a Morphe E23 brush, I'm going to be taking it into the shade Morgan and buffing this all over my crease. Okay, now that I have that shade Morgan spread all over my crease, I'm thinking I want this look to be quite indicative of what it's called, the Sunrise palette. So I want the look on my eyes to look like a sunrise. So what I've done is I've pulled up some images on Google of what sunrises look like. It looks like the bright yellow is where the lid is going to be, and it blends and smokes out into the more pinky purples. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing on this eye look today, or at least attempting to do on my eye look today. So now that I've got that initial color laid down, I'm going to go in with the Morphe M433 blending brush, and I'm going to take it into the shade Chameleon and blend that out even tighter into my crease. Ooh, it's pigmented, I like. Taking another Morphe E23 brush, I'm gonna go very, very lightly into this pink shade called Glory and blend this out above where that yellow blends out to just try and create that blown out pinky sort of look up above here. I feel like the shade of it is a lot darker than the yellow is, so I'm gonna go in very cautiously and very lightly with this shade and just sort of maybe give it a bit of a tinge of the pink. So I'm just gonna dip in like once, twice, and tap off the excess and then blend that in. See how it's already kind of like showing up even with the lightest touch. Here's a tip, guys. If you want a very, very light, almost feather-like touch and blend, because you're working with such pigmented shadows and you want to go in very gently and build up the color instead of just slapping it on and blending it out after, what you do is hold the very end of your brush so you're not applying as much pressure when you're blending the shadow out on your eyelid. So I'm just holding the brush at the very end so it's applying just even the lightest pressure. By holding it at the end of the brush, I couldn't apply heavier pressure even if I wanted to. Now I'm going to take the JH31 brush, which is a really good brush for precision crease work, and I'm going to be taking that into the shade Jasper and blending this shade out even tighter into my crease. I feel like I lost some of that shade Carnelian, so I'm just going to reapply. Now to deepen up the look, I'm going to be taking this Jessup small tapered blending brush into the shade Clove and blending this out on the outer corner of my eye. Okay, that is weird. That is patchy as fuck. Did you guys see that? It like literally just blended right off and took off everything that was underneath it as well. That's not good. That is not good at all. I'm gonna try wetting my brush and see if it sticks better with that. Maybe it's the brush. I don't know. If that didn't work, maybe it's the brush. I'm going to try a different brush. This is the Morphe E17. I'm going to take it into that same shade, Clove, and try and reapply with that. No, it's really patchy. Okay, I'm really having to work with this shade, just like patting it in and building it up and not going too ham with the blending. Otherwise, it all just comes right back off. It's not even adhering to the skin. And I don't know if it's because this shade has a bit more of a purple undertone. It looks burgundy on camera, but it's really more of a purple undertone in the pan. And I have had a lot of issues with different purple eyeshadows in the past, and I don't know if it's just because purple is difficult to formulate, but this shadow is patchy as all hell. So that first brush is dry, and this brush is slightly damp. But as you can see, it's fine when I'm patting, but when I start to blend, it's just coming straight off. Watch this, it's gonna come off. See, it's all coming straight off. The fuck, Natasha? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on going. So I know it's not the brush because I changed the brushes. See, it's just coming off. See that patchy bit there? Okay, so I've been mucking around with that shade Clove for about 10 minutes now. It applied on this eye here, and then it just went a bit patchy there, as you can see. So it's not my skin on my eyelid, it's not the brush, it is literally the shadow. I applied it wet, I applied it dry, and both ways, it's still going patchy AF. Like the hue of it is there, but it's not, but it's just still kind of not there. And the more I blend, the patchier it looks. So I'm just gonna kind of maybe leave that shade now and just move on to the next step, because obviously that shade there is just not working for me. I don't know if it's maybe my amateur techniques but I know that shadows should not apply like that. I've had other purple shadows apply better than this one does. So I'm gonna move on. Now I'm going to cut the center of my crease using this tiny little lip brush and some Juvia's Place concealer. and I want to create like only a center cut crease. Okay, I think that's as even as I'm going to get them. I'm gonna now take this foiled eyeshadow brush. This is the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush. And I'm gonna take it into the shade Day Spring and apply this all over where I put that concealer. Okay, I don't know if it's just me or if it's actually the palette, but so far I am not impressed by this palette at all. That shimmer is applying really sheer, and it's not even blending out, and then it's making my eyelids look aluminum foily. Like, it's looking really thick and crackly, and just the pigment's not showing up beautifully. I don't know. On a Morphe E36 brush, I'm gonna take it into the shade Aster and blend this around the perimeter of that halo cut crease. I'm gonna go in with the shade Citrine and apply this on the inner corners of my eyes just to redefine some of the yellow-orange tones. I'm gonna take my finger into the shade Laurel and apply this right on the center of my eyelid for a little bit more of a pop of brightness. I'm trying to reapply a little bit more of that shade Clove again, but it's just falling out all over my face. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna finish this look and we are gonna talk about this palette. So I started filming about an hour ago. That's how long I've been trying to play with these shadows and try and make this eyeshadow palette work on my eyes. I don't know about you, but for a $65 eyeshadow palette, I don't think it should be this difficult to make these shadows work. I don't know if it's my makeup skill level. I don't know if there's a particular technique or way that I should be using these eyeshadows. But for a palette this expensive, I don't think it should be this difficult. The pigments aren't showing up nicely on my eyes. Everything just looks incredibly underwhelming. I am not happy. I have had better results from cheaper eyeshadow palettes. I've had better results from Morphe, Juvia's Place, and ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. This, I'm quite annoyed that I've spent this much money on an eyeshadow palette and it's just like, eh. Now, in comparison with the other Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, I find these ones are good. They are not like $180 worth eyeshadows to me. I don't know, maybe I'm using this wrong. If you know what I'm doing wrong, let me know in the comments down below. I would like to know. I would still like to get some use out of these incredibly expensive eyeshadow palettes. It's just, I don't know, these pigments aren't quite doing it for me. I feel like they're really powdery, chalky, patchy. They don't blend out nicely. The shimmers are just like, eh. Whereas Juvia's Place shimmers are like, bam, I'm here, bitch, I've come to work. Whereas these ones are just like, eh. This is how much I hate it. I'm not finishing this makeup look. I'm going to be wiping this eyeshadow off. Before you say, oh, you didn't give him a chance, you don't know how much I am going to have to edit out of this video to just cut out how much shit I was going through trying to make these eyeshadows work. What more can I say? It's not worth the money. I'm also not even going to bother swatching because they might swatch nicely, but what it comes down to is how it applies on the eyes. Now, I know it's not my eyeshadow base. I have used this Juvia's Place concealer as an eyeshadow base before, and what I applied on top of that applied really nicely. All of these brushes that I used today worked perfectly for me in every other eyeshadow look that I've used them in, so I know it's not the brushes. I'm really sorry to say this, but this Natasha Denona Sunrise palette is a big thumbs down from me. You can spend your money elsewhere for better eyeshadows that will apply so nicely and not give you so much frustration in the application. So unfortunately, that is my verdict for this palette. I'm really truly disappointed. I thought I was going to have a much better experience with these eyeshadows. I'm really sorry that this is how this video has turned out, but you can always be assured of an honest review here on my channel. These Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, they are $180. Again, you don't have to spend that much money on these palettes, but I don't regret buying these. Whereas this one, I do intensely regret purchasing. So that is my review and experience with the Natasha Denona Sunrise eyeshadow palette. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm really bummed that this is the verdict on this palette. While it is a really pretty palette, pretty isn't going to cut it if it doesn't apply to the eyes, because that's what it's for. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this video, even though it sucked, maybe it helped you save your $65 on spending it on this eyeshadow palette. Better spend your money on ColourPop or Juvia's Place or Morphe. If you enjoyed this video and it's helped you make an informed decision before going out and spending your hard-earned money on this Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, then give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. You can also turn on the notification bell, even though it doesn't work half the time because I put out 3 videos every single week. You can also follow me on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Thank you for being here. I really truly appreciate that you've chosen to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Man, that sucks so freaking much. I cannot bloody believe this. It just really sucks. This should not be anyone's experience with a $65 eyeshadow palette. It's just not right. Just not right. Okay, I'm back. I wiped that eyeshadow off because I was going to film another video, but I just quickly hopped onto Tati Westbrook's channel and watched her brief review of this eyeshadow palette, and she loves it. It looks beautiful the way it applied on her. I know she is a professional, like she is top-notch with her makeup skills, but I think I have pretty decent enough makeup skills to know how to use eyeshadows. And these ones, I don't know, they just did not work for me like they work for her. Maybe they just don't work for me. Maybe it's just my skin type. Maybe it's my, I don't know, maybe it's my brushes. Maybe it's just not meant to work for me. So I'm really bummed. I'm actually so annoyed that I spent that much money on this palette. And it is so pretty too. I mean, the shades, look at these shades. The shades are beautiful. They are stunning. They just don't apply nicely on me. Let me know if you have tried this eyeshadow palette and you've had a different experience with it. Let me know in the comments down below. Using the new Natasha, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new Natasha. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new Natasha. The new Natasha Denona Sunrise eyeshadow palette. I think I was also. But we're gonna find that out in today's. Well, we're gonna find that out today in today's. Stop distracting yourself with social media. Get on with it. Just get on with it. It looks yellow. Why does it look yellow? Maybe I look especially yellow because my backdrop is white and my skin undertone is actually yellow. Hashtag Asian life. Just get on with it. Morphe, no it's not. Again, you are a liar. It is not a Morphe. This one is a Morphe with a Morphe.